Oh man. That is just beautiful. Oh yeah, that was actually pretty cool. That is funny. The 50 Cent reference is beautiful. The 50 Cent reference is just so beautiful. Yeah, this is the one. This photo I actually like. This one is actually pretty good. Like the edit that they did to put the flag over it. Like the whole scheme. This whole scheme is actually pretty good. Mm-mm-mm. Oh man, what's this? Hold on. Hold on. Copyright. Sheesh. Yeah, they really. They just made. Huh. I thought they was gonna use the photo of the shooting. I guess not. All right. Well, Project 2025 is next now. Let's actually look at Project 2025 now. Project 2025. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see what we got. Oh, cool. What better place to get it from than the actual website? Building now for conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. It is not enough for conservatives to win elections if we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left. Voted for who? For Trump? Not yet. Right now I'm still leaning Biden, but we'll have to see. I'm waiting for like the second presidential debate to really know for certain who I'm gonna vote for. Right now I'm leaning Biden, but we'll see. It's up for grabs. We'll see. I gotta go by actual legislative action versus just people keep talking about just the economy and stuff, but like Trump, like honestly, like just looking back at it, all Trump did was just literally just ride on the curtails of just like what Obama fixed up. All right, he didn't really pass much major legislation. He cut a lot of policies, cut a lot of like executive orders or regulations or whatever, but none of that stuff really translates directly to the economy. So like it's still not even clear what exactly he did precisely. Like the actual thing he did for the economy. That's the only thing like people just really just try to give him credit for. Whereas like on Biden's side, like Biden, like the my most favorite thing Biden did was just the Chips Act. They should just duke it out in a ring, and whoever wins become president. That would be great. You really think there would be a second one? A second what? A second what exactly? Like a second Trump term? Maybe. I don't know. It's possible, but we have to really see. And then and Agmai, welcome. Glad to have you join us. But what exactly do you mean by the second debate? Oh yeah, no, there's certainly going to be a second debate. Absolutely, absolutely. Now the thing is, right? Um, I think Trump is in a really good position. He could decline the last two. Well, he already agreed to it, but I wouldn't see any reason why he couldn't pull out. And so Trump's going to destroy Biden debate. He might. We'll see. That's what I'm saying. I got to see how the second. I got to see kind of how the second debate goes, and then I have to like make my decision from there. But there's certainly, I think there's, unless Trump pulls out for whatever reason, there's definitely gonna be a second debate. It's in September. I think it's like September 9th or something like that. Let me see. Um, Next presidential debate. If I'm not mistaken, it is September. Oh, September 10th. Yeah, so the day before 9. Yeah, so one day before 9/11. So yeah, and that's what time. September 10th is. So it said. So it's gonna be at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that. But September 10th is what day? A Tuesday. Okay, just on that day. With Dems calling for Biden to step down, I'm not so sure. Well, I mean, like some of them are starting to step down, but it's like it honestly it's just really overly hype right now. Um That's just the thing, right? It's just overly hyped because like some of them are starting to saying to stay for him to step down, but it's not like a majority of them, and it's not any of the key people that actually have the ability to pressure Biden to like step down. If Pelosi was saying it, if Jeffries, like the House Minority Speaker was saying it, and who else is like the Democratic head guy in the Senate, like Chuck Schumer, right? Like these are like the prominent figures that like would definitely be able to put like some serious pressure, and none of those are doing it. So right now you just got these just random random Democrats that's just saying for him to step down, and he's just not going to step down. So I don't think he's gonna, unless something happens. Unless something happens, right? I don't think there's anybody that's gonna sit there and actually push this man out. So we have to sit there and see. And then the thing is that Republicans, so on our side, the Republicans have to play a really like tight rope on that too, because it's like cool to sit there and play that pressure to placate um his standing. But then the thing is that like if you somehow manage to actually get him pushed out, uh whoever they put up next could be in a much significant position, a much better position to beat Trump than Biden is potentially. So I don't know. We'll have to look and see. And then let's see. And then H4 Itakogo. Welcome. I don't know what link you was placing there. I have to see if it's safe. Is there a link checker here? Hold on. I just got it. Let me just, let's see. Put this URL in. No signs of a malicious. Remain vigilant. Vigilant. I'm browsing. Bro, stop it. Stop doing it. Let's see. Ah, okay, yeah, I see. More advertisements. It's a bot. Um, yeah, I see it. So why don't we do this? Uh, can't I? Yep. Can I get that? Get that out of here. All right. Let's see what's next here. Hold on. Let me just trying to just clean up the stuff here. Bro, why is my it's so strange all of a sudden? I need to refresh. Probably just need a refresh. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. Huh. I wonder why it's actually doing. Is it? Jesus Christ, man. All right, I'm gonna just try to. I'm gonna have to. There's so much stuff I have to like sit there and try to look to fix later. Um. All right. So what do we have here? If if Kamala become the nominee, would you vote for her? No. If Kamala Harris was the run, I wouldn't vote for her. Um. And I was trying to think. I don't know if she's like in a position to win. I think like some polls just recently showed that she was starting to edge up maybe over Trump, but I don't think I don't know if Kamala would be a good person for them to put in front of Trump. If they do, then Trump probably for sure is gonna win. So I guess that would be something the Republicans want. Maybe that's what the Republicans that's trying to push Biden out is or put pressure on Biden is probably hoping for. They're hoping they probably put Kamala um like up next because they know it'll look bad either way. If they put her up to go against Trump, she'll probably lose, and then if they don't put her up, then it'll look bad on the Democratic Party, right? Because aren't they like super big on minority, gender, all that other stuff? So hold on, let me come on. All right, well, Time to get back at it. All right, let's go ahead now. If Trump died, what do you think would have happened? Civil rights? I don't think. e- Regardless of the rhetoric that you hear from a lot of places, especially on the right, there would not have been a civil war. There certainly would not have been a civil war. What would have actually happened? Riots? Probably. They could have maybe have been a riot, possibly. I can't really see it. What I see, the thing that would have likely happened is just definitely chaos, right? Definitely like a lot of people would have been like angry and making comments and stuff, but I don't think like anybody would have actually organized anything. And then what would have just actually happened is the Republican Party, from all of the candidates that dropped out, would just quickly swooped in to try and be like, they I'm gonna run and all that stuff. So like that just would have been, there would definitely been a lot of chaos and maybe like some signs of rioting, maybe, but there would have been no civil war. I don't know why people always like jump straight to like the most violent, craziest thing possible. People sitting there saying like, because we was just looking at the video, right? Sitting there saying, oh yeah, Texas would have been like, all right, we out. Kind of like it's just wild. And then to think that even if they were crazy enough to do that, like hell, before the federal government even gets to them, their own people, the Texans might even get to the Texas government before the federal government does, because like that's just so stupid, right? You start a civil war to try to secede from the U.S. and like you don't understand, right? Your economy gets destroyed. Right? I don't care like whatever oil stuff you have, right? Your trades and stuff, all that's out the water, right? Nobody can travel to and from the state anymore, right? That means businesses can't move products to and from anymore. Like your whole thing gets cratered. Like it's just it's such a fake fairyland to think that a civil war thing would just break out instantaneously like that. It's just crazy. Is the motive known behind the shooting yet? They don't know the motive, but you know his political affiliation is? It's Republican. He's a registered Republican. Um, they did find like some $15 donations to like some like Democratic thing, but he was an active registered Republican. Was the shooter. Crazy. Do you ain't gotta tell me. I just know it's just it's just crazy. Um, let's see what let's see what it is. And then there was a separate name that was like floating around at the time, but it is indeed Matthew Crooks is definitely the guy's name. It's not like these other stuff. I was trying to do like reverse like image search, trying to like see if I could find anybody that's quite like him, but I wasn't finding anything on these searches, because this is the guy right here. Um, yep, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Yep, Thomas Crooks. Yeah, what did I say? I said Matthew Crooks, didn't I? Yeah, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Thank you, thank you, Agmi. I hope I can pronounce it right, but that is a very hard name to try and pronounce. Give me the phonetics. How do you say your name? Agmi. But but yeah, yep. Thomas Crooks. And let's see. Really, what did he do with Republicans? I don't know what he did with the Republicans. I just know that they pulled they pulled his voter registration card up. Um, I gotta start saving these images. When I start seeing these images, I just need to save them. I could probably just do this. Was it Thomas Matthew Crooks ID, right? And come on, nope. Is it? Jesus Christ! I know it's around. It's one of these damn links. When I find it, I'm actually gonna save the photo this damn time. You know what? Why am I wasting my time when I could just say Thomas Crooks voter? Um, here is what we know. You're really not gonna make this easy for me, huh? Okay, fine. Where's the goddamn voter card at? I'm getting everything but the actual fucking photo. I'm actually upset right now. Wasn't there a video of the guy saying he was the wrong guy? And not the shooter. It's a few letters from my name. Aang is fine. Okay, Aang. That's great, great. I'm happy you're here, Aang. Glad to have you. And then, I don't know about the video of a guy saying he was the wrong guy. There might have been a video of like somebody like trying to like say it was somebody else, but the thing is, the FBI already dropped his name, so the FBI said it was Thomas Matthew Crooks. They actually dropped the name. Um, yeah, see, here you go. See, FBI names 20-year-old. And like, so, the idea that somebody, the idea that somebody would, find a man before the FBI does would be crazy. Okay, I think it's actually this. Isn't this a CNBC one? No, 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 no. Boy. There has to be. Losing my mind now. Now I'm losing my mind. It's one of these it's one of these mofos. I thought I saw it for a second. I was like, hold on. Thomas Matthew Crooks. Background. Hold on. One of these mofos is it. For sure. That's crazy. Maybe they started like pulling that information off. Where the hell is this man's like voter thing at? Okay. Registration. All right, well, I'm giving up. And as soon as I said I'm giving up, here we go. Here we go, right? Because then they found it. FBI. Right. There was a much better photo. Yeah, here we go. This photo I haven't even seen before. Let's see. It's a few letters. Okay, yeah. I think there was a guy who looked like the shooter that people kept spreading photos of. Salty Bread. Hey, Salty Bread, what's going on? Glad to have you back. You're probably better off checking X. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and as you see, we're X, right? But here we go, right? Somebody donated to a progressive PAC in 2021. Voted as Republican in November 2022. Yeah, because this was the original photo I saw. So he registered as a Republican in 2021. The video, you got the wrong guy, is a troll at is still posting. Oh yeah, so that's this. Guy's wearing right wing gun YouTuber t-shirt. Huh, that's it. This is a The FBI has confirmed his name, age, and residency. The FBI identified Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as a subject involved in the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. So yeah, I think this video I guess could possibly be fake, but but as far as like the actual identification of the guy, that's set in stone. The FBI dropped like who this guy was, and then people started digging up like his information. They found his high school photo and everything. It was crazy. I don't like Trump, but shooting at him and innocent people is just off. Yeah. The shooting is just wild, right? We don't condone violence, folks. All right. You do it at the polls, like via a vote. Don't show up at the polls and do anything different. Was there anything else that they Biden world's dark? Oh yeah, when he had that freeze. Thomas Crooks. Thomas M. Crooks. Yeah, there's a lot. It's much to go over. Um, okay, well, back to Project 2025 now. But yeah, so yeah, guy's name is Thomas Crooks. He was a registered Republican. They don't know what his motive was for shooting quite yet, but I'm sure the FBI is gonna dig through. People are saying that typically shooters leave some kind of manifesto, usually. So maybe they'll find one. We'll see. We'll see what happened. He should have kept going with the speech like Teddy did. He would have instantly won the election if he did. Um, Teddy Roosevelt wasn't what's the guy's name? Uh, Ronald. Ronald. Reagan miss joke. All right. Yeah, this one. This one right here was actually like pretty.
By its very existence and character, Berlin remains the most compelling argument for an open world. We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
Now, if the guy had actually like didn't actually graze him and he straight up missed him, and Trump had did something like that after the sniper had took him down, then yeah, hands down, like you couldn't argue Trump would have been like one hell of a boss. Probably would have like that whole thing would have been replayed from now till the day the man dies for certain. But yeah, like there was like a loud noise and then like uh Ronald Reagan said miss me. So obviously Secret Service was much more relaxed back then, but crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, but like the bullet actually did hit him, so like there was no him coming back from that, because he was gonna have to go seek like actual medical attention to make sure that he was actually okay. Hell yeah, you can even see it in this photo, right? You don't know. I mean, you like nobody here is a doctor, right? I'm sure somebody probably has like emergency aid kind of like experience, sure, but like nobody's a doctor. You don't know. You don't know if like the man like could have like had a concussion or something from getting like from dropping to the ground or nothing. So yeah, he wasn't gonna finish that speech for sure. He was shot. Then he just kept his speech going for an hour. Um, is that true? We'd have to look that up. Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt was shot. Teddy Roosevelt shot. Shot during speech. That since he was not coughing blood, the bullet had not reached his lung, and he declined suggestions to go to the hospital immediately. Instead, he delivered a scheduled speech with blood seeping into his shirt. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, no, Trump. How old was Teddy when that happened? Does anybody know? Uh, Man, that's 111 years ago. I wonder how old he was. Like for a bullet to like hit your like like if a bullet hits like somebody in the chest, especially like the somebody old like Trump or Biden, it's a wrap for them boys. Yeah, they're not gonna make it through that. Let's see. Did you see the photos of Trump's blazer with a hole in it? Looks like he might have been shot in the body, but a bulletproof vest stopped it. Bullet got lodged in one of his ribs. Oh yeah, so Teddy's one of the bullets in Teddy's ribs got lodged. But yeah. Actually, I did see the photo. I saw the photo of the hole in his jacket. I actually didn't know that the presidents wear like the bulletproof vest underneath their clothes. I didn't think that was actually a thing. I remember. I know it's possible. I just didn't think like they'd be comfortable in it. But like I know like if we talking like John Wick style suits that are actually made to be bulletproof, like those actually are like I've seen like a I think like a group make one. Um but I didn't think people actually wear them because they look like they'd be extremely uncomfortable, heavy and whatnot. A presidential candidate wouldn't go out wearing wait, I just missed it. What let's see. Why is my thing acting crazy? Presidential candidate wouldn't go out wearing a ripped blazer. This is true. So yeah, like he I think because I think what like because there was multiple shots, so it could have been the case that like after the first shot that like whizzed his ear, like the sniper knew that he was the sniper. Well, yeah, the assassin, the would be assassin knew that he was kind of like fucked that he missed that shot and just started trying to probably like get some like body shots in because won't one person actually died. So one person died. One person actually like I think the bullet that missed Trump hit somebody else in the head and like he got. And then there's like two other people that are in critical condition. So I think like those bullets. So I think like maybe one of those bullets probably hit Trump and maybe the bulletproof vest protect him if that's the case. But outside of that, yeah, the other guy was trying to shoot to try to like finish the job before the Secret Service sniper got him. Luckily the sniper was on his ass like once he got up there. So, but I don't know. But the thing is too though, like they didn't mention anything about the president having broken ribs though. So I don't know. I don't know if like if that hole was like maybe that was like a whole um then again, I don't even know like how a bullet makes a hole without actually then making an impact. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I don't know how it works because they didn't say anything about him having cracked ribs or nothing. Because like as nice as those like what is it called, Kevlar, whatever the stitching is, bulletproof vest are. It's not stopping the energy from the bullet. So like you're still going to get like bruised and you usually get some cracked ribs. Um, when you get shot with a bulletproof vest, like stopping the bullet. A presidential candidate wouldn't go out wearing a grip blazer. Yeah, we know this. Or maybe because he is old, maybe it was just a hole he just didn't care too much about. He just it'd be alright. Let's see. So let's find out more about this project 2025. We have to figure out what exactly entail does this project thing entail for us, and I have got to stop getting away from my little microphone here. My setup is just barely okay here. Let's see. So about Project 2025. The actions of liberal politicians in Washington have created a desperate need and unique opportunity for conservatives to start undoing the damage the left has wrought and build a better country for all Americans in 2025. It is not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people in place, ready to carry this agenda out on day one of the next conservative administration. Sounds good so far. Huh. I wonder. All right, I can already tell. Saying they're gonna have the right people in place. Let's see what they're gonna give us. This is the goal of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. The project will build on 4 pillars that will collectively pave the way for an effective conservative administration: a policy agenda, personnel, training, and a 180-day playbook. The project is the effort of a broad coalition of conservative organizations that have come together to ensure a successful administration begins in January 2025 with the right conservative policy recommendations and properly vetted and trained personnel to implement them. We will take back our government. Okay, so this is that. But what's the actual policies? Here we go. Policy agenda. Yes, this is what I want to see. Mandate for leadership. Of course, you got to buy the book, so let's see. Would you be in support of increasing term limits? Probably not. I can't imagine. I think like the 4 year, or like, are you saying like term limits for like the president or term limits for like Congress and stuff? Well, then again, Congress doesn't have terms. So okay, yeah. So you have to be talking about the presidency. Yeah, no, I think the 4 years thing is like pretty good, just because it matches really well with the way like the Congress elections also go, right? Because like what, right? Every 2 years, like you got like a significant section of the Congress seats, House and Senate, that be up for voting. And then every 4 years you have like the presidential election. So and that seems like a pretty balanced system, because like a lot of times, like the parties either get full control or they flip and whatnot, and it helps keep the one side from getting a little crazy, right? Or it could be detrimental, right? And keep like one party from being able to actually like do anything. Because I think like when Obama first came in office, like the Democrats had both the House and Senate, so they was able to pass a lot of really good bills that actually helped the American public and was part of the whole process for getting the American population out of that economic collapse from the '08. Was it '08? I think it was '08, right? Wasn't it '08 where everything collapsed? Yes. Then 2016, right? Trump came into office, and then he had, I want to say that they had both the House and the Senate, if I recall correctly. So, I mean, the amount of time someone can run, not just 2 terms. Oh, the 2 term limit. That's a good question. Maybe. Um, because I guess if like somebody's doing a good job, like I guess you wouldn't want them to not go anywhere. So possibly, I could kind of be open to like kind of seeing that being extended out some, where like somebody can run more than just 2 terms. But I'd have to kind of like wager on it. I don't see anything like wrong with it up front, because I mean it doesn't change anything about like the actual election process, right? Because like he still has to have the support of the party for him to run again, and of course the party's going to want him to run again, and then it's up to the American people if they want him to be in office or they want somebody else. So I guess like being able to run more than just twice, um, probably wouldn't be a problem. Executive office, permanent. Okay. Department of Defense. Let's start going to like the juicy stuff here for. Oh, cool. They have it actually like broken up in pages here. Let's actually look at the bureaucracy thing first, right? Because I'm sure they're gonna probably say something crazy about that. How many pages is this? 17 pages? I'm not about to read all that. Let's see. As long as we get younger candidates. Well, that's the thing though, right? Like, but at the end of the day, like that's not going to stop like the younger candidates, because it's still about the whole primary process, right? Like at any point in time, like on the Republican side, like we had a bunch of people, we had a bunch of people on the Republican side that came up. Like Vivek, I think might have been like one of the youngest, and Trump was still the guy that everybody wanted. So Trump ended up getting picked, and then Biden, right? Well, and in Biden's case is a little bit different, just because like it's really historically speaking, it's like unheard of for you to like sit there and um go against like your president that's running for re-election, because historically, like the my understanding is that the president is usually in a really good advantageous position to run again and actually win. I think Trump was like the first president in a long time to actually like lose a re-election. So that typically doesn't happen. So I mean, it was up to the Republican Party to pick somebody younger, but everybody wanted Trump. So, and then Biden's the actual president, so you can't remove him. And so the 2028, the 2028 election, that shit's gonna be crazy, because if Trump doesn't win this one, if Trump doesn't win this, um, Trump doesn't win this, then the Republican Party will probably implode on itself, and then we'll have a new party. It'll be the Republican Party 3.0, and then we'll have to see like if that's for better or for worse, right? Because when Trump came in, right, the Republican Party changed because there was a lot of exodus and people left. So imagine if either of them are in the next election. It's no, like they're so old. They're like, of course I'm not wishing this on anybody, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of them like croaks afterwards, from this whole thing. Um, so we'll sit there and see, but there's no way. There's no way these mofo's to sit there and run for 2028 if one of them don't win. That'd be crazy. Use this not to not have to read 17 pages. I really appreciate you. Ah, yes, wiki. Perfect. This is actually great. I'm curious, like on the bureaucracy side, what 2025 got going on. All right. Census citizenship question. The project seeks to revive a Trump administration effort to include the decennial U.S. Census. The question was the people being counted as a U.S. citizen. The census is used to apportion. To me, this is kind of like strange. I get it. The force people. It's such a strange thing to like want to force, because the thing is that, so by law you're required to do the census. So if you start getting people that are not U.S. citizens and they don't want to fill out the census because they're scared of being deported, then I mean they'll still get got anyway regardless. So I don't understand, like, why is there such a strong push to revive this? This never really actually made sense to me, honestly. But I wouldn't be surprised if both died before the end of this election of OH. Yeah, this is true. Russell Vought. That's a bit funny. Russell, come here, Russell. Can I get? Who is Russell Vought? Why does that name sound familiar to me? Russell Vought is an American former government official who was the director official. He was previously deputy. Oh, is he part of one of the of these drafters over here that's making this stuff up? Is that what it is? Because I don't know who this guy is. But yeah, I never understood why people want to bring up the citizenship question, because I actually don't even think it's just it'll change anything. Most of the illegals in here are taking advantage of the asylum process. So this is just a waste of time. But let's see. Christian nationalism. Oh man, I love it. This is funny. Under Christian nationalism, bro, I don't understand it. Why do people hate America so much? Why do people hate America so much? Why do I just don't understand why people on my especially on my side of Republicans, why do they hate America so much? The very first amendment, the Bill of Rights, the very first thing the founding fathers sat there and said is that thou shalt not institute a religion. Right? The shit that is, was it Alabama? Isn't it Alabama that's doing like the what the hell is the thing called? The Ten Commandments? Like it's so crazy. I don't understand why these people hate America so much. Like my God. The Boys TV series makes that rather amusing. The amount of electoral college votes per state and how many reps each state get depends on the census. Yeah, but like, do they really think like by adding this question that even if, you know what? I'm curious, right? Let me think about this here for a second. How do I want to pose this question? How many illegal immigrants, right? How many illegal immigrants not in the asylum process are in the US? Unauthorized immigrants population in the United States reached 10.5 million in 2021, according to the new research. That was a modest increase over 2019, but nearly identical to 2017, right? So the like most illegal immigrants do not qualify for asylum, right? Yeah. Let's see. You don't really know how many. 10.5 million. Yeah, 10.5 million, right? But what I don't know is is this gonna like tell me the people that are not in the asylum process? Is what I need to see. Unauthorized immigrant population in the United States reached 10.5 million, nearly identical to 2017. So the population didn't even really change much under Trump. That's fun. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, because it didn't because I think Obama's the one that deported the most immigrants out of either of these two presidencies, if I'm not mistaken. The number of unauthorized immigrants living, blah, 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 12.2 million. And, ooh, man, it was even higher in 2007. Do not reflect changes that have occurred. Apprehensions and expulsions of migrants on the U.S.-Mexico border. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, so the problem is that this isn't going to tell me, okay, lawful immigrants, right? Naturalized citizens. Oh, but see, this is not what I want. What I'm hoping for, so this is what I'm looking for. I was hoping to find one where they'll show me you got the illegal people that came in, and then you have to separate them between those that are seeking asylum and those that actually managed to get away, that are just in the U.S., that are not a part of the asylum process at all, and if they get caught, they'll get kicked out. And I want to say like a bulk of these people are just on the asylum process. So it's like the court dates are like 2 to 3 years out. So like you run a census, if they're on the asylum process, they have nothing to worry about by being kicked out, because the asylum process guarantees that they can't get kicked out until the process goes through, unless of course they commit a crime. So I'm not sure. My country's population is only 27 million. Yeah, no, there's quite a lot of people, right? The US population is like 360 million. It's like around 360 million, and it's like about 10 million that's like illegal immigrants. But yeah, they're just taking an asylum process. So as a quick like run through the asylum process, you come to the U.S., you show up, whether you show up crossing the border like illegally or through the port of entry, you say I'm here to seek asylum. Asylum laws kick in, and now we take you in, right? We tell you, we give you your court, we process you, give you your court date, and we tell you you need to show up back here at this time for the court date. And because there's so many of these mofos, right? The courts is like crazy saturated, and so like their court cases is like 2 to 3 years out. And so then what happens is that 2 to 3 years later, right? Well, he ain't show up for his court. Time to go find him, and then they got to go through the whole process of actually trying to find this man to then kick him out. So, it's just crazy. If you could choose anyone to be president, then who would you pick? By the way, who would have I actually picked? Honestly, you know, if you had asked me for like 2016, like I would have been able to name you some candidates like right off the bat for like for this particular election. I have no idea, because like I would have told you like Ron DeSantis or Vivek, but after they came up and said that, yeah, we're gonna conduct like a military strike on the Mexico so we can stop the drugs coming in, I'm just like these mofos, like these people are just crazy. Like we need Trump thing to just implode and go away so we can actually get real people back in the Republican Party again. Like that's just, it's just crazy. Like I said it earlier in my stream, I don't understand why people are sitting there like we one of the things that's been a blessing for the United States is that we only have two countries that borders us, right? So we don't have no problems like Israel or Ukraine or any other place, right? We have Mexico and the baby US, right? Baby US up top, Mexico at the bottom. And we want to do a military operation on one of these two countries. Like that doesn't spell like massive problems for us later on in our lives. Right? Just think back to Cuba. If you look back at the Cuba, right? Cuba, like the whole like failed invasion thing, right? What happened? Now we had missiles and the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing that just like it came out of that. So that's why it's just like I don't know who I would have inserted right now, because I don't know who on the Republican Party to trust would actually not do something incredibly stupid. Yep. Yeah, a lot of, because we had a lot of people that pieced out. Like, where the hell is Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan, you haven't heard this man at all. That man just ghosted after he left the speakership. Paul Ryan might have actually been good. But yeah, no, we're just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen. But yeah, so I don't know. So the census thing, I understand the census thing has like value for like seat arrangements and stuff like that, but like I'm not convinced that this question is going to materially impact the census in a large enough number. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. As a matter of fact, isn't Texas the one that actually stands to gain from that? Hold on. State population illegal immigrants. Bro, if I'm not mistaken, I think Texas is the one that would have, like, Texas is the one that actually would have stand to gain from it. That's what's so crazy about it. Like, they don't even say it. Texas has 1.6 million of them in there. You got 900,000 in Florida. These are Republican states. Like, if you sitting there, if the question is going to, like, sit there and keep these people from reporting on the census, you're hurting the Republican states. That's what's so crazy about this. That's what's so wild about some of these like things that these people do. Like they create these boogeyman ideas out of nowhere, and they don't even understand like how to like the numbers. The numbers aren't there to actually support like the conspiracy theories behind this. It's just crazy. Or flocking to sanctuary states. Well, I mean, but see, this is the thing though, right? Like so the only thing that makes your sanctuary states is just that they just sit there and say that if the federal government is coming after you, like we won't work with them to kick you out. If they come and get you, they're still like it is what it is. You're gonna get got. It's to get the fear votes, probably. Wait, but the fear votes for what exactly? Not the census question. The census question would definitely like have the opposite effect of that. But all sanctuary states, they just promise not to work with the federal government to like just kick people out. It doesn't stop the federal government from finding these people themselves. They just won't allocate state resources to like help the federal government do that. My understanding. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I read many years ago about like the sanctuary states, right? It's not like they just get anything different. Like maybe if like the states have like maybe some like benefits plan, like New York sitting there like doing that stuff, but like I don't know. Like that's just to me that's just kind of crazy. Oh no, what happened here? Can I hold on? There we go. Did not mean for that to happen. See, I was hitting this thing a little too hard. Yeah. Damn, and I still moved it anyway. Okay, I'll just actually move this instead. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it now instead. All right, let's get back to it. As they want to ban pornography. So Christian nationalism, that's funny. I love it. QAnon tagged placard with Jesus wearing a MAGA hat. This is funny. Wait, so what exactly do we want to do with the Christian stuff? This got to be wrapped up in here. Then the pornography thing has to be wrapped up in this Christian nationalism. Wrote that Christian nationalism recognizes America as a Christian nation. It makes a commitment to an institutional separation between church and state, but not the separation of Christianity. I don't even know if I even want to continue even reading this. This sounds so crazy. How do you sit there and you put that in the same sentence? Commitment to separation of church and state, but not the separation of Christianity from its influence on government and society. This is a wild statement. This is a wild sentence to make in one go. Christians are under assault, and he sought to use his regular contacts with Trump to elevate Christian nationalism as a focal point. Should Trump be reelected president, Vaught has close ties with another Trump. This is so stupid. I don't even know. Climate change mitigation. Project 2025 advises the future Republican president to go further than merely nullifying President Biden's executive orders on climate change. It proposes abandoning strategies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions responsible for climate change, including the repealing regulation to curb emissions, downsizing the EPA, the abolishing the NOAA, that's wild, which the project calls one of the main drivers of the climate change alarm industry. This is so stupid. We don't want to interconnect the church and state. We just want the church to have influence on the state. Bro, I'm telling you, like some of the stuff these people like just like craft together is so wild. It's just so wild to me. Now, okay, so now I see why Trump was like, we gotta distance ourselves from these people because we don't want them to like, blow up our plans out in the public quite yet. This is just crazy. And the thing is, I don't even think Trump would even do this just for what they want. I think Trump would just do this just to like gut the government. He wouldn't even just care so much as just to reduce climate change stuff. He just like wants to just downsize the government from the get-go. Economy. Okay, here we go. Now let's actually get to the juicy stuff because this is what I really want to know. What is this project going to have to do with the economy? So let's see. Project 2025 provides a range of options for economic reform that vary in their degree of radicalism. It is critical of the Federal Reserve, which it blames for the business cycle, and proposes abolishing it. It advocates for free banking and or the dollar being backed by a commodity such as gold. I wonder if they would actually even be able to pull this off, though. There's a lot of chaos that could come from that. But let's see. It recommends eliminating full employment from the Federal Reserve's mandate, instead focusing solely on targeting inflation. The project envisions eventually moving from an income tax to a consumption tax, such as the national sales tax. In the interim, the project seeks to extend the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. It further recommends simplifying individual income taxes to 2 flat rates, 15% on incomes up to the Social Security wage base, 160 and 30% above that. That's actually interesting because this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, wouldn't this actually wreck our budget? All right, hold on. IRS tax bracket. If I'm not mistaken, I think something like that would actually just destroy our bracket, right? Yeah, right. So they want, they want everybody that's actually, so they want all of the rich to pay significantly less in taxes. That's crazy. That is crazy. When you actually look at it, wow, they really tried to play y'all. 50% on income taxes up to 168,000 would actually be an increase. On the poor For sure, right? Because the poor, so everybody that's making up to $44,000, this bracket here, you're only paying at most 12%. You're paying 10% on this amount first, and then you pay 12% on the amount between this. But now you'll be paying 15%. That's actually kind of wild. That's actually wild to me. What you guys got going on here? Let me see. Let's see. A lot of climate change stuff is over exaggerated. With my country, Australia, we have enough trees that it outweighs all of our carbon emissions, but the party still want to be net zero and have 100% renewables, even though we sit on a uranium, oil, and coal gold mine. The U.S. stock market would crash as speculative trading would be. Yeah, exactly. Like it would destroy so much if they actually pulled off making the tax dollar tied to making the dollar tied to gold. I think, brother, your budget's already wrecked. You have trillions in debt. This is true. We have trillions in debt. However, we're the world's currency, so we could just borrow more for ourselves until like we collapse on ourselves. That's what's just going to happen, because neither one of these people, Republican or Democrat, are ever serious about the budget. I would love to find somebody that will actually take the budget thing seriously, but I just don't know. And the thing is that like the problem won't be realized until we actually hit the moment where the economy starts to collapse. Because the thing is that so long as our economy continues to grow, even though our debt is increasing, the problem never actually really catches up with us, because our economy is growing. So like the income grows in order to kind of offset that. It was like this weird math stuff that economists were like actually pointing out, and this is the reason why like the US up until this point was able to borrow so much money, and like we didn't get hit with inflation like so many other countries would have been like hit with, until like just supplies and stuff across the world just went bankrupt. 90% of the US stock value is just imaginary. This is true. It's certainly true. You could Nvidia would be a great example. I'm pretty sure Nvidia probably face a correction at some point. Man, I'm about to get me I'm gonna grab me a drink out the fridge. But let's see. But yeah, this is crazy. So they increase taxes on the poor and then cut it from the top. And the way they tried to dress it up by saying we're just gonna okay, you know what? Let me just continue here. The BRICS countries are already off the dollar. Are they really? It'd be very interesting thing there. And let's see where we at. An unspecified standard deduction would be included, but most deductions, credits, and exclusions would be eliminated. Cool. So so what you pay, and then like of course like the rich wouldn't care because they're paying overall less in taxes, so that wouldn't matter. The proposal would likely increase taxes significantly for millions of low and middle income households. Yeah, see, because like I say, we just look at the bracket. It aims to reduce the corporate tax rate from 21 to 18%, calling it the most damaging tax in the country. This is crazy. This would actually lead to the collapse of the U.S. government. Like, because our funding would literally like get into like we're talking fractions at this point, like a third. Our income would be like dropped to like maybe a third of like whatever it is we're getting now, or maybe even more, or less, right? Because talk about taking in less money. That's crazy. Higher taxes on the poor are only okay if your system and services are like Nordic countries, free healthcare. Yeah, this is true, right? The thing is that most people actually wouldn't actually complain so much about taxes if they could actually see where their taxes we're going to. So if you actually had like a robust healthcare system, if you had a robust educational system, right? All the things that I could actually see where my taxes are going, and not like these collapsing, bridges collapsing, all these potholes in the road, right? The electric grid systems that's not like fully reliable, right? My water system has lead, so I can't even drink the tap water. Don't drink the tap water. If you're in the US, please don't drink the tap water. I always stress that a lot. Get yourself a water filter, an actual good water filter. Do not drink the tap water unless you want to get mercury in your brain. Okay? When I was growing up, I drank tap water one time, and I knew as a child something was up, and I never touched water ever again. I would drink everything else under the sun. If I was thirsty, if I ran track and field, I would drink soda before I sit there and I get like a glass of water from tap. It was... my God, like it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do the tap water. Please don't. Let's see what else they got going on. So let's see. The project proposes. So yeah, we don't even need project. Let's see here. The project proposes merging the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the Census Bureau, the Bureau of Labor into a single organization and align its mission with conservative policies. It recommends maximizing the hiring of political appointees in statistical analysis positions so we can give people fake numbers. I love it. This is so amazing. This is so amazing here. Great. Bridges collapsing, that hits home. Baltimore native here. Yeah, no, like it's just crazy. Like I just don't. And then the thing is just that like we have the money. We have the money to do a lot of things with the infrastructure. I just don't understand like why like there's just no political will to do so. It's so wild. You know, we could take a 1 year hiatus on foreign aid, right? You know, all the billions of dollars we give to like all the foreign countries, we could tell all the foreign countries, look, for 1 year, right, you're not getting anything. And we could take all those $1 billion, right? Because it's $1 billion every single year. We could just use one single year to take all those $1 billion and then just drop it on the infrastructure system and fix and repair so much. And we just need to do it 1 year. We could do it for 1 year and then go back to like doing the foreign aid that's super important. I never understood it. I just never could understand it. Let's see. Well, you can see where your tax money goes to when looking at your 11 aircraft carriers, 1,300 military planes, and the new 6th-gen fighter program that you don't even need. This is true. Our military might, well, but at the same time, our military might is unmatched around the world. Which could be a good thing in the for like some of the most important things for sure, like projecting power. But let me see something. Budget, U.S. budget. I'm actually curious now. Let me see something. U.S. budget pie chart. What was our budget on here? Health, Social Security. Yeah, Social Security is a big. I do remember them saying Social Security is a big drain. Like me, I would have sat there. Homeland, so like this would have been dropped to 15%, and they would have to make it work. I wouldn't let it extend more than 15%. We'd have to revamp Social Security because this is gonna get crazy. Where's the debt at? Because aren't our debt payments starting to go like wild? Why don't I have the debt payments? Let me see something here. No. I wish they had the debt payments. I really want to see the debt payments because the debt that we're paying on all our loans and stuff are going to starting to like actually creep up and and eat up our budget now. Politicians like blowing up things. This is true, right? And luckily up until this point we had people to stop them from doing it. I think like what? Like who the hell was it? After we dropped the nukes, I think there was a story about like the war cabinet. Who was it? Was it under? I don't think it was under JFK. It was under somebody where like they just kept on like just defaulting to let's just drop a nuke on them and just be done with it. And it's just like yeah, people, the unrivaled power thing that politicians like to just flaunt can be a problem at times. I think. Problem is not your current infrastructure is not sustainable, and infrastructure is funded primarily by the federal government, but it is up to the states to maintain it. Swap the military budget with the NASA budget for a year so you guys can claim the moon. That is so true for sure. We just give Ukraine $100 billion to blow things up. We could get super cheap, basically unlimited energy using helium-3 if we could just claim the moon. Maybe if like I said, like bro, we could do so much with the money if we could just actually just use it right. It's so sad, but and then the thing is like a bulk of Ukraine's aid is actually in munitions. I don't know why the government like presented that to the public the way they did. So like a bulk of Ukraine's aid, at least when it's starting off, was all actual munitions. They just instead of just saying that we just gave Ukraine like 40 tons of like 5.62 ammo or like artillery or whatever. They just said we just gave them like $300 billion worth of munitions when it was all just like World War II munitions and stuff that we just had stockpiled that we don't use anymore in our current rotation because with our great military budget we have all this new weaponry that we don't use any of this old stuff for anymore, so we just give it away to people, I guess is my understanding. But But that's the initial stuff. I can't speak on like what they're giving Ukraine now, but it's all actual like munitions. It's not actual like actual dollars. So they don't actually give them cash. They're just stupid and just don't say that. They just give it dollar marks and not actual like munition numbers, which could be a security thing. I think that's probably what it is. I think it's probably a security thing. It's not telling the enemy exactly how much pounds of munition you're giving somebody is probably like good. Give Ukraine a nuke. Yep, that would spend it. That would definitely spell the end of the world as we know it. As a matter of fact, have you guys actually seen how See, I'm getting distracted. Okay, I'm gonna talk about one more thing, and then I'm gonna get back to Project 2025. Do you guys know all the different ways we have came close to accidental nuclear discharge? Right? There has been so many cases where we've accidentally dropped nukes in like North Carolina. We've accidentally loaded tapes of like nuclear like missile like training videos while the rest of the people didn't know it was up, and then they just saw a screen with just a bunch of missiles coming at them. Like, all right, let's send the let's send the war carrier out, right? It just or the like the what do you call it? What the plane that drops the nuclear bombs? Let's just go ahead, just put it up in the air and stage it. Like, it's so wild. The submarine, right? The Russian submarine that was going to sit there and excuse me. Russian submarine that was sitting there and like couldn't tell if there was like an actual attack going on, so he was getting ready to just shoot off a nuke, and then one of their lieutenants was like, hold on, don't do this. The the officer in was it Japan or somewhere that got the order to like shoot a nuclear missile, one nuclear missile, I think at like China or something, and he was like, this can't be right. And further, like, it's just so crazy. It is so crazy the many times. This is what makes me believe in aliens. That would be the only argument you could give me that would make me believe in aliens. Because there's no way we had all those different things happen and nobody set the nuclear bomb anywhere. Crazy. It's just crazy. Chad, yeah, exactly. Chad Sylvia officers like saved the world, right? Like a bunch of people just saved, like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Like, my God. All right, but let's see. And the thing is what I'm worried about in today's political climate. I don't think you'll find anybody like that anymore. You're not gonna find people like that in what's his name. They're gonna be like, oh, it's an order. Aye. and let them boys fly. It's gonna be crazy. Want to know a good way to find out how close we were to World War III? Look at military ads, more diversity, inclusion, gay people, women, etc. The further we are the further we are today, the more nationalism, white people, men, and masculinity, the closer we are. Huh. Let me read this one more time. Woman. Oh, okay. Now I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. The division that we have right now, just how like disjointed everything is, definitely puts us like pretty up there. All right, one more comment. Trump mentions nukes in China in a speech, and some Trump fan working at a site instantly fires 5 missiles. Bro, it would be man, I couldn't even imagine. I just can't imagine. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to it. So let's see what else Project 2025 has. So let's see. So we're gonna put political appointees in there that handles our statistics, because those shouldn't be done by scientists and mathematicians. So makes perfect sense. The project proposes merging. Okay, yeah, we read that. And let's see. Suggests abolishing the EDA, and if that proves impossible, having the EDA instead assist rural communities destroyed by the Biden administration's attack on domestic energy production. What? By 2023, the Biden administration had already granted more permits for oil and gas drillings than did its predecessor. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, what kind of statement is that? Like Biden sat there, and the thing is, it's crazy, right? This is how you know like things are like balanced, right? Because obviously they want to sit there and they want to do like, green energy and stuff like that. But when inflation started like really creeping up, he was like, all right, we got to do something. And he started going for the gas. He started going for the oil. Crazy. We trying to get a nuclear submarines. We paid for it from you guys, and you guys are being slow. Please tell Biden to hurry up. You know Biden ain't in charge of that. Oh gosh, man. Um, isn't Oh yeah, cause then we bro, and I ain't gonna lie, that was some shady stuff we did against with France. France, bro, because what's y'all originally about to buy those subs from France, and then we kind of like juiced up the deal to get y'all to buy from us. Crazy. That's so crazy. That's what I'm telling you about. Like at the end of the day, it's a dog eat dog world out there in international politics. Like that to me is crazy. Let's see. It declares the God ordained the Sabbath as the rest day and recommends legislation requiring Americans to be paid more for working on that day. I totally support this. But what day is that? What Sabbath day? What? Right? Because some people say it's Friday, some people say it's Sunday. I wonder what day specifically they're sitting there doing. And they need to institute work requirements for people reliant on the on food stamps. Uh, sure. I mean, I don't see much of a problem with that per se. Um, I think maybe there's like maybe some arguments about like single moms maybe like when they're trying to raise children, but I'm not familiar with anything that'd be like too crazy for why this shouldn't be done. Project 2025 is split on the issue of foreign trade. Advises a fair trade policy, a reciprocal or higher tariffs on the European Union, China, and India to achieve a balance of trade. Though not all U.S. levies are lower than those of its major trading partners. On the other hand, promotes a free trade policy of lowering and eliminating tariffs to cut costs for consumers and calls for more free trade agreements. Wow, this is the act. This is the only thing I actually see that they actually are like kind of balanced about. On one hand, like we should, if a country's going to like charge us tariffs, I don't understand why we don't charge us at just the same tariffs on the same goods for the other country, right? That would be unfair, right? And then like if you don't want it, then we just need to eliminate the tariffs altogether, right? I'd support that. What you guys got going on? Depends. Okay, let me see because I need to get back to you. Depends on the religion. They also have to help them get to. Oh yeah, the Sabbath thing, right? For the religion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying because I know some do Fridays and some do Sundays. So I'd be really curious which one they're sitting there doing. Probably Sunday, but probably Sunday. I had to imagine. And let's see what else. Then they also have to help them get jobs. True. Want to know another shady thing? The U.S. replaced our prime minister a while ago, who did back out of U.S. Australia military corporation. I wouldn't be surprised if if that's the case. Have a knack of throwing money towards like people that we want to actually take what is it, charge of other countries in a way. Not an outright coup, but like sit there to actually just support them with money and whatever it is. So I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be like what, like if France election was coming up and like France was like the person, yeah, Macron, and then you had the other guy was like, yeah, we're gonna separate from the European Union, end all trades with the US and partner with Russia was the other guy. I could see the US dumping as much money and foreign assistance as they can to Macron as possible. Christian nationalism, remember? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. Yep, Christian nationalism Sunday for sure. So Sunday would be the day. I don't work Sundays. Okay, so then yeah, I don't care no more. Okay, I want to. Okay, so let's see what else. What else they got here? Education and research. A major concern of Project 25 is what is called, here we go, the woke propaganda in public schools. In response, it envisions a dramatic reduction of the federal government's role in education and the elevation of school choice and parent rights. For Project 2025, education should be left to the states. To achieve that goal, it proposed eliminating the Department of Education and allowing states to opt out of federal programs or standards. Bro, this would wreck. Our education system is already shitty, right? And the thing is, it's shitty with the federal government and the states trying to like make it work. So then just to eliminate the federal government altogether and just say like, here you go, states, you need to figure this out. You're on your own. This would be crazy. Programs under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act would be administered instead by the Department of Health and Human Services, while the NCES would become part of the Census Bureau. Federal government, according to Project 25, should be no more than a statistic keeping organization when it comes to education. Federal enforcement of civil rights in schools would be significantly curtailed, and such responsibilities would be transferred to the Department of Justice. I'm curious. I'm just curious about something, right? Court rules segregation on school. What was it? I don't want that one. What was it? Court. What was it? What was it? Was it Mississippi? I think it's right. Court. Mississippi. Segregation. Oh, I didn't even know this, but okay, I'm not gonna be able to find it. I should have saved it when I found it. But I want to say sometime around 2013, it was sometime between 2011 and 2016, there was a court case where the court found that one of these schools was still engaging in practices of segregation. This was like I said, this was like somewhere around like 2012, 2013. It was like somewhere around there. So like to me, to sit there and say that civil rights protections isn't needed is kind of wild. But what's this that we just stumbled upon? Mississippi Republicans passed bill to create separate unelected court in majority black city. Oh, okay. Just trying to do some good old power wrangling there. Okay. What we got here? No, not Brown v. Virginia. Is that what it was? No, that's not Brown versus the Board of Education, is it? No, it was like recent. It was literally, yeah. It was like literally, bro. It's like literally like within 10 years. Like there was an actual active case of segregation, actually in the court system that was actually determined to be segregation. It was wild. Schools being so woke, they're bringing back segregation. Black only graduation ceremonies been happening lately. Yeah, that to me is kind of wild. Like I don't understand like why on the left side like, things are regressing. Why they're regressing straight to the thing that they claim the fight against. It's so wild. It's so wild and crazy to me. So let's see what else we have here. The federal government, according to Project 25, oh yeah, so we read that. A federal fund worth $18 billion for low-income students would be allowed to expire, and those responsibilities would devolve to the states. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. They just want to gut the federal government, and like because if the states is already doing a shitty job with federal help, I don't understand how you do this and think think the states are going to do even like just as good or better. Is wild to me. Cuts would be made to the funding of free school meals, and the Head Start program would be eliminated. For the project's backers, education is a private rather than a public good. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild to me. Project 2025, they just want people to be stupid so that they could just consolidate power. This is what that's kind of sounding like to me. We are going to need a civil rights act for white people soon. Yeah, for sure. Like for sure. Soon black people will even get special honorary seats on the buses. that's kind of wild. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Like this thing is going on. That's why like I'm a Republican. I just wish we would do such a better job of what we're doing right now, bro. Like it's like I have to pick between two shitty deals, and it shouldn't be the case. It should not be the case, right? Because like the Democratic side is just gonna sit there and just run shit in reverse, and then the Republican side is just gonna just straight up just run the shit to the ground. It's not even a reverse. They're just gonna just send the shit into the ether. It's just what's gonna happen with this kind of stuff here. This is wild. Expansion of presidential powers. Oh, lovely. They even have a plan to actually even... I wonder if they did this before or after the presidential immunity claim. that the Supreme Court gave the president. No race mixing with blacks and whites. It's a form of colonizing. Tell me when it hasn't been the case, bro. I'm telling you. Oh well, yeah. No, true that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Who's
A
that?
brother just hopped on the train for our Twitch movement. Better be speaking some damn English, motherfucker.
Cappy, appreciate the appreciate the follow. Oh man, and on YouTube too. Appreciate you, fam. Let's see. Let's see what they're doing with presidential powers here. The notion of independent federal agencies or federal employees who don't answer to the president violates the very foundation of our democratic republic. So these people seek to place the federal government's entire executive branch under direct presidential control, eliminating the independence of the DOJ, the FBI, the Federal Communications Commission. Okay, yeah. This is getting wild. So this right here is what's kind of wow. We're actually on the way to this would actually be part of the whole fastest pathway they say that democracy takes. For sure. If you start putting the Department of Justice and FBI under direct, like unrestrained control from the president, that's what it goes. So absolute power, yeah. So you want an electable, yeah. This is what this is. This is for sure what this is right here. You know what I'm saying? I want you to think of it right now, right? They're saying that the Justice Department is being weaponized and it's going against Donald Trump. Mind you, right, they just convicted the president's son, right, of a gun charge that they haven't charged anybody. Like, they rarely ever charge anybody of. But the Justice Department is being, fully controlled by President Biden and is going after political opponents like a form of like dictators would, Like this right here, this is what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Once they do this, then you're going to really see some weaponization of the Department of Justice. For sure. For absolute sure. The plan bases this agenda on the disputed maximalist interpretation of the Unitarian Executive Theory, arguing that Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution vests executive power solely in the president. Well, and it's okay, so they probably did do this before the Supreme Court did the immunity thing. That's what this is kind of feeling like. Because the Supreme Court ruling that our new king, right? Our king has immunity from doing anything that's within his constitutional authorizations is wild to me. It was so wild to me. So we'll see. Project 2025 proposes that all Department of State employees in leadership roles should be dismissed by the end of January 2025. It calls for installing senior State Department leaders in acting roles that do not require Senate confirmation. Oh yeah, they actually want to just like essentially just gut it, basically coup the U.S. government. They want to be able to just legally coup. I don't even know if you can have a legal coup, but they just want to this is a massive power grab. They do. See, and the thing is, if you notice, right, all the things that they're laying out is things that they could technically do because there's laws or provisions that allow them to do that, right? Remember, the president has the authority to fire whoever he wants in the executive side of things, right? So he could literally fire anybody, and then they could just sit there and they could just install whoever they want for the time being, right? If you want the head of the Department of Justice, which is typically a very seasoned, experienced lawyer, he's not doing what you want him to do. Oh, cool. Okay, fire him, and let me get this Buffalo Wild Wings manager over here. Go ahead and put him in the position because he'll do what I want him to do. And it can't be done. That is actually totally like legal, right? Because you don't need to have a lawyer to run the Department of Justice. It sounds crazy, but this is actually allowed. So I don't man, could you imagine a Buffalo Wild Wings manager managing the Department of Justice? This is what they would do. I think this is exactly what they would do. So let's see what else we have here. Yep. So once I'm replaced by those more loyal to a conservative president, shoot, you know something? shit, about to make me. I might fill out a job application, right? And they just want to find people to just find me loyal. Just put me in a position that doesn't have much responsibility, okay? And I just promise you, I just sit there and I'll be like, yeah, I support Trump for sure. And you know what? Maybe it might not actually be bad because he would have seen some. Well, if that's the case, if you want to talk about real world experience, I would have went for like a Popeyes manager. Popeyes manager, or maybe like Dollar General, Popeyes, like what else? Like what else? What else we have? Like you want to talk about some like real down to earth type of experience of like robberies and stuff, boy. They'd be able to handle the Department of Justice. The fuck is Popeyes? But you don't know Popeyes? Oh wait, they don't have Popeyes over there? Nah, there's no way. No way they don't have Popeyes over there. You don't know what Popeyes is? Damn, y'all making me hungry, man. Might have to give me something to eat. I will show you what Popeyes is. Popeyes is a chicken place. Okay? Do you know like Chick-fil-A? Like Chick-fil-A, KFC? Like these are all like fast food restaurants. Yeah, so Popeyes is just like a chicken fast food restaurant. I can't, yeah, like just think of exactly like KFC. Yeah, exactly like KFC. Just think exactly like KFC. It's just like another person. I can't believe I don't have a Popeyes over there. That's sad. But not surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if like your government actually locks down on like the, quality of food because I mean, I ain't gonna say like Popeyes is always trash, but I mean, compared to some other choices, we have KFC, but better. Yeah, better. Let's see cases. So let's see here. Popeyes, the Popeyes chicken sandwich be good. I'll say the Popeyes chicken sandwich be good, bro. Y'all got me like starving now, man. I don't have shit. I don't even have nothing to eat up in here. All right, let's get back to it. No more distractions. No more distractions, okay? Let me finish Project 2025. At least this important part here. You guys have chicken salt there? Chicken salt? What the hell is a chicken salt? Is that a seasoning? Is that a seasoning? Are you talking about like a condiment? Chicken salt? We have to look. Let me look this up. Okay. I know I said I wasn't going to be distracted, but now chicken salt. Yeah, it's a seasoning, right? You're talking about seasoning, chicken salt. Right? I'm not talking about like a restaurant. Australia's secret umami bomb. Huh. Is this shit that good? Wait. This is what y'all got? Oh shit, I'm gonna have to buy this then. Let me see something. That good, huh? I tell you what. Hold on. I'm gonna add it to my let me grab this link here. I gotta open it up in my other browser. I'm actually signed in. On my next Amazon order, I will order it. Hold on, wait, but which brand though? Wait, which brand? Which brand? You got to tell me which brand. I don't want to get the wrong one. I was about to get this one, and I realized it's $12, and so I'm probably gonna go with this $8 one. Every single fast food has it on their chips except McDonald's. That good, huh? Okay, shit, we're about to stumble across something good. I ain't hear nobody ever say nothing about no chicken salt over here. So we gotta, ladies and gentlemen, we might have come across something here. Is this the right brand though? Like, does it matter what brand? Some brands just sit there and do it. Get Chippy. Okay, so Chippy. Bad. I'm adding them to my cart right now. Oh hell yeah! I can't wait for like when I make something that's food there. I got a couple of things in my cart. Got a couple of things in my cart here. I have got to like remember I got to talk into my mic. Okay.
Hell yeah. A brother just hopped on the train for our Twitch movement. Better be speaking some damn English, motherfucker.
Angry, I appreciate the follow. You got another follower. We're slowly building our coalition here. All right. Well, I am going to order this week after next, right? Because I'm gonna have to. I'm trying to make just one order instead of just making a bunch of different ones. All right. See you later. I appreciate you for stopping by. Appreciate the follow. Glad you came. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again next time, fam. You take care. Let's see. Oh, can I? Does this work if I do this? Does it work? Nope. I totally broke my thing here. It's unfortunate. Oh, it crashed. Oh, so it did crash. Ah. No, it didn't. It's right here. Ah, okay. I was going to do this, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's now get back to our presidential powers here. Let's see what else these guys are trying to do. Trump, the 2020 presidential nominee, said in 2019 the article constitutes grants him the right to do whatever as president. Yep, we know this. November 2023, the Washington Post reported that deploying the military for domestic law and immigration enforcement under the Insurrection Act 1807 will be an immediate priority for a second Trump administration. That aspect of the plan is being led by Jeffrey Clark, a contributor to the project and former official in Trump's Department of Justice. Clark is a senior fellow at the Center for Renewing America, a Project 2025 partner. The plan reportedly includes directing the DOJ. Oh yeah, how long have I been? Real quick, because my I'm poor, so my okay, cool. I still got some time left. I'm poor, so like my streams, because if I stream for more than 6 hours, I rely on a service to record my streams, and they only do up to 6 hours, and I don't want to use Twitches because Twitch the quality isn't the same, because like my stream to like the other service is like unaltered, so it's like the full quality stream, and then it goes to like all the other services to where, like, you know, Twitch and all the other platforms do their compressions and all that other stuff. So we got about 22 minutes, and then we're gonna stop. We might jump back on, but I don't know. We'll see. So let's get back to it. Yes. So doing some military action here. Let's see. The plan reportedly includes directing DOJ to pursue those Trump considers disloyal or political adversaries. Okay. Show me a citation, please. Jeffrey Clark is GOP star after trying to use DOJ to overturn election. I have got to see. There's got to be a citation for this, right? There's got to be a citation for this. What Trump's war in a D-State commit an army of suck-ups. Blueprint outlining the use of the Insurrection Act. Oh, yeah, here we go. I have to read this for myself. There is just no way. Hold on. Trump seeks to sweep away civil services. Yes, I understand. Okay. Here, look, because we gotta... Clark published an essay titled "The U.S. Justice Department is Not Independent," blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Draft also helped draft portions of the 2025 blueprint for a second Trump term, including outlining the use of the Insurrection Act. Okay, so Washington Post, right? Can somebody... I just want to see... I don't want to have to sit there and try to go through... Or maybe it wouldn't take so long. Hold on, let me just see something real quick. Let me see Department of Defense, right? It would have to be on the departments. Are these like text, right? Cool. Insert. Okay, that's what I thought. Let me just insurrection, copy that. It would have to be under like one of these, wouldn't it? General welfare. Protecting agency, Department of Justice. Right, hold on. I have got it. There's just no way. Export, import, bank, Federal Reserve. Nope. I'm not gonna search to like do. I was hoping like somebody would sit there and actually. I want to know like where they're actually talking about using the Insurrection Act. That to me, that would be like hella crazy. I want to make sure. I'm spelling the word right, right? Come on, bastards. Bro, and I did it again. Keep pressing the wrong key. Yeah, I'm spelling the word right. I want to make sure I wasn't crazy. Yeah, because there's no telling I'm even the right one. Oh, well. The Insurrection Act is just the Insurrection Act is just essentially a law that just allows us to use our military for something that might be going on in the United States. So like let's say you know what? What better example to use than the stuff that happened on January 6th at the Capitol, right? That would have been a perfect example of like mobilizing like military assets to do anything in the public, right? Because right now, like military assets are under no circumstances supposed to be used anywhere in the US for anything like that, because we have our actual regular civil services for that. You know, you got your regular state law enforcement, local law enforcement, your federal agencies, FBI, CIA, all that stuff that's supposed to be doing all that stuff. You're not supposed to use the military for anything like that at all. And the Insurrection Act is one of the only things that actually allows the government to actually employ the military forces of that. Now there's some things like with like things like the National Guard doing certain stuff, but those are, a lot of times are usually like humanitarian and whatnot. As far as like using like U.S. military forces for stuff that isn't like anything to do inherently violent or like doing security, but to actually like quell like an actual uprising or anything like that, like any violence and stuff like that, you can't use military forces. You're supposed to use the regular law enforcement and whatnot, unless you're going to invoke the Insurrection Act, right? Insurrection Act. Let me show you. Let's see. Insurrection Act of 1807 is the United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in particular circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. So yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Because outside of this, you can't use our military troops within the United States to do stuff, like like that. So that's why I was hoping to like find where exactly in Project 2025 he was actually making direct references, because him invoking this would be extraordinary to say the least, if this was actually a plan that they were trying to do, for sure. And I couldn't find it in the Department of Justice, so it's interesting. It includes directing the Department of Justice to pursue feel starting to get tired now. For his alleged acts while working at the DOJ during the end of Trump's term. Clark has become a Trump co-defendant in the Georgia election racketeering prosecution and an unnamed co-conspirator in the federal prosecution of Trump. I have to sit up, man. For the federal prosecution of Trump for alleged election obstruction. After the Post story was published, a Heritage spokesman said Project 25 contains no plans related to the Insurrection Act. Yeah, see, so that's why I couldn't find it. That's why I had to like look and see, because I was like, I don't know, like what it is in there talking about. Media Matters reported that several Project 2025 partners raised the 2024 Supreme Court decision Trump for the United States, which grant broad immunity from prosecution for acts committed in the course of presidential official duties. Okay, cool. So they did make a bulk of this before then. Okay. So let's see. In 2023, Hirsch wrote that little of Project 2025's agenda is likely to happen, citing conservative scholars and government experts who criticize his plan to reform the federal bureaucracy is comically naive, making the federal government more incompetent, chaotic, and amateurish. Definitely chaotic would definitely be the case. I know for sure. Personnel change. Okay, we know they're just gonna just bleed a lot of the people in the federal government. I don't think there's anything really worth looking in here. Uses a questionnaire to screen potential recruits for the adherence to the project's agenda. Yeah, that's the saying. They're just gonna gut the agencies and just pick people that just are going to swear themselves to Trump. That's just all it is. I don't even need to really read this. Project 2025 is aligned with Trump's plan to fire more government employees and allocate it to the president using Schedule F, a job classification Trump established in an October 2020 executive order. Biden rescinded the classification, but Trump said he would restore it. The foundation plans to have 20,000 personnel in its database by the end of 2024. To remove federal workers would be a wrecking ball for the administrative state. Yeah, that's saying like so much stuff would stop working. It's so crazy. Project 2025 encourages U.S. Congress to require federal contractors to be 70% American citizens, ultimately raising the limit to 95%. That would really suck, right? Because a lot of these contracts, especially like your uberly complex technical stuff, are sourced a lot overseas, Israel, India. That'd be kind of wild. And then you're not doing anything to the education system to create a workforce here to to be able to replace that. So yeah, this plan sounds wild. This plan sounds wild. Like, this is just so crazy. 2020 by June 2024. Blah blah blah. Organization Republican Senators Tom Jones was researching certain key high-ranking federal civil servants' backgrounds. Core Project Sovereignty 2025. The undertaking received $100,000 grant from Heritage with the objective of posting names on a website of 100 people who might oppose Trump's agenda. This is so crazy. Wow. Foreign Affairs. Oh, this would be good. On the campaign trail, Trump has avoided any real specificity about foreign policy plans for a second term. Let's see. So, what are they going to make for this man? Considers China a major threat and is critical of any conciliatory. Is it right? Conciliatory? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm pretty sure it's conciliatory. Conciliatory pronunciation. Conciliatory. Wow, I was all wrong on that. What do you think of NATO? So NATO is obviously needed. If there was any doubt about it, but prior to Ukraine, I hope Ukraine made it clear that NATO has a clear purpose. It'd be nice for, like, if there's an agreement made where thou shalt pays 2% of your GDP, that they actually do it, right? That's one of the very few things I think Trump was right about. Like, don't skimp out on your obligations. Everybody depends on everybody to pitch in. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you get stuff like this, right? You see, like Trump being able to actually, bring NATO into doubt. It's just because the other countries the perception is that the other countries isn't doing what they should be doing in order to also contribute significantly, so if at the very least you could do 2% of your GDP, and it's not even much, I understand, in the grand scheme of things for the NATO budget, because it's based on the GDP, right? So it's one country's GDP, 2% might just be an extra couple of $1 million. I don't know how they got their budgets going on, and I'm not speaking to how intense that might be on their budgets, but then if you compare that to us, obviously 2% of our GDP would be massively more. So I don't know. Countries being penny pitchers, right? But I understand, right? Because they're not the world's global currency. So they can't just borrow like goddamn maniacs like we're doing right now. So so it's on one hand I kind of understand, right? But on the other hand, is either pay up or just run the risk of Trump being we're not stepping in, or being in a much weaker position to where should stuff really kick off, you wasn't contributing much, so now not as much resources are already built out, not as much military equipment is ready, all that other stuff. But again, right, I'm not I don't think it's necessarily a 100% a bad thing that they were pinching their pennies on defense spending, but I hope Ukraine makes it clear to all of them that they need to start taken into consideration. Because as great as the U.S. is, we're still like all the way on the other side of the world. So like when stuff initially kicks off, right? You know, you only got what we have initially there. There's not much after that. Should those get taken out in the initial aftermath of whatever conflict just like hits the fan. So I don't know. The one thing's for sure, the other countries got to start. They better start taking the shit seriously. Take it seriously or get got. One or the other. While I'm here, I might as well do another boss thing. Wait, does this work? I wonder if... No? Oh, I guess not. Oh well. What am I doing here? Let's see. Okay. Let's get back to it here. You guys can invade a landlocked desert country halfway across the world. No one's gonna mess with you. Yeah, but I mean, in the end, it's still not sustainable. That's just the only thing. Not a very sustainable thing. Bro, why can't I? Oh, that's why. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure these things actually like work. That didn't work? No? Is it? Hold on. Why is it not? Am I tripping? Oh yeah, no, that went through. Okay. Oh well. All right, let's go. Let's get back to it. Stream. Where we at? And then I have to change the occurrence of that. More specifically, calls. Where are we going? Okay. All right. Now let's get back to it. More specifically, the plan calls for a speech shortly after inauguration to make the case to the American people that nuclear weapons are the ultimate guarantor of their freedom and prosperity. This would be followed by developing and producing new modernized warheads, deploying a new nuclear-armed sea-launched cruise missile, deploying as yet unproven directed energy and space-based weapons, and a cruise missile defense of the homeland. This sounds so crazy. Placing multiple warheads on each Minuteman III and its Sentinel replacement by 2026, putting nuclear warheads on Army ground launch missiles, adding nuclear capabilities. Oh, God. Oh, no. I thought the conspiracy about the Jewish space lasers was already bad. Like these people are actually gonna put like actual weapons out in space. Like that's just not gonna like make things like so much worse. Jesus Christ. I mean, he made the Space Force. He did make the Space Force. So we'll see. Putting nuclear warheads, army ground missiles, army ground launch ground missiles, adding nuclear capabilities. Wait, so they just want to add just nuclear stuff that's just every single thing? Jesus Christ. Expanding the preposition of nuclear bombs and weapons. Expanding the pre-positioning of nuclear bombs and weapons. And the thing is, do you know what's so crazy? How do you think China and Russia then responds to that? And the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if this also entices Iran to then be like, all right, well, I guess, yeah, let's do everything we can now to just build nuclear weapons in secrecy. It's just so crazy. Healthcare and public health. Project 2025 accuses the Biden administration of undermining the traditional nuclear family and wants to reform the Department of Health and Human Services to promote this household structure. According to Project 2025, the federal government should prohibit Medicare from negotiating drug prices. Why? And promote a Medicare Advantage program, which consists of private insurance plans. Oh, of course. So we can actually just funnel money to like all of the insurance companies and all all the medical companies. I was gonna say, like, cause being able to negotiate drug prices is what reduces the prices. Like this we've seen this. So this to me is crazy right here. But and now it makes sense because they just want to make sure that they can just find ways to just funnel more money to the insurance companies, companies that make your medications, all that stuff. Federal healthcare providers should deny gender affirming care to transgender people. And eliminate insurance coverage of the morning after pill Ella as required by the Affordable Care Act. Project 2025 also suggests a number of ways to cut funding for Medicaid, such as caps on federal funding, limits on lifetime benefits per capita. That looks that definitely looks unfortunate. It looks crazy to me, actually. Trying to see here. Project 2025 aims to dramatically reform the National Institute of Health by making it easier to fire employees and to remove DEI programs. Yeah, these DEI programs, I swear, be like the bane of their bane of their assistance for sure. Okay. Let me see what we got going on here. Immigration reforms. Are they just gonna just mass deport a bunch of people? I'm pretty sure there's a DEI is crap. Should just be whoever is best at the job. Yeah. The whole DEI thing is just honestly just stupid. I don't know why the left what it's such an easy target too for them. I don't know why they don't just discard it. The whole DEI thing. As a matter of fact, didn't Joe Biden pick his like vice president just because like he wanted a black woman? It's not even just so much as just best person for the job. We just needs to be a black woman. Needs to be a woman at least. It's just it's so crazy. The mandated leadership suggests abolishing the Department of Homeland Security and replacing it with the immigration agency that incorporates Customs and Borders Protection, the TSA, immigration. Wait, do these people even understand? I think these people actually don't even understand how these agencies even work. You're gonna abolish the Department of Homeland Security, and then you're just gonna make it just absorb just things that have to do with immigration, as if the Department of Homeland Security doesn't do other things as well. That's crazy. That is crazy. Other tasks could be privatized, the admissions of refugees would be curtailed, and processing fees for asylum seekers would increase, something the project deems an opportunity for a significant influx of money. You know something? At face value, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. If I think about it, right? A lot of these people are sitting there and they're paying like what? They pay the coyotes like $20,000 or $30,000 or whatever to get smuggled. You could potentially like curb that if you actually be like, come to the border. If you just come straight to the, you gotta pay like what, like $10,000 for an asylum fee. If you was already paying these people 20 grand, I don't, $10,000 ain't bad. It'd be crazy. I'm just rattling in my mind right now, but a fee thing might not be a bad idea, but I'm sure there'd be a lot of significant barriers to it though. Sure. Wait, what is going on? Oh, it's because I can't see. I was like, bro, what is? Okay. That about does it. I'll give it a couple of more minutes because I think I still have like a couple of more minutes. I can read it out. Let me see. Yeah, I got like 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to cut the stream. I'll give it like the end of this little boss animation fight that's going on right now. This is crazy. All right. Let's oh actually, what I also want to do too is I see. I have to change that another time. APAC. Why have I heard that name? Why have I heard that name before? I'm pretty sure I've heard that name before. APAC. Didn't somebody ask? I think somebody asked me about that before. Isn't like the Jewish? Isn't it like the? Isn't it like a big strong Jewish group that's like in Australia and stuff too? I actually don't know like too much about it, but what did I say before? Like because don't the Jewish people do a really good job supporting each other? So like they get like they pool their money and resources and make like these big organizations so that they can like get push just push things that just seem like beneficial for whatever goal or cause that they want, whether that be like more foreign aid or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yep. Yeah. Like that's well. Yeah. That definitely be your classical like lobbying 101 for sure. Let me. I don't know. I might have. I might research them at some point. I'll definitely. Let me just add it to my list here. 48 pack. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I am really on it. This is this. Oh, it's four. It's almost 4:30 in the morning. Good lord. All right, let's see. Let's get back to what we was doing. Let me go to back to Project 2025. Let's just finish up at least the immigration part of it. Have a look at this. Seems quite interesting. Sure. Actually, you know, yeah, there you go. That'll be the one we spent a little bit of time on, and then like we'll pick up Project 2025 later. What I need to do now is I don't know how this actually. Let me just move that up right now. What link? Where did that actually open up, bro? Hold on. Where did it open up? I'm actually low key excited for my chicken salt. This seems like this might be really good. I don't know why. It just seems like it's just be really good. Oh, that's right, cause it opened up over here. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, the Israel lobby in the U.S. Senate. $100,000, $50,000, $436,000. $131,000. Hold on, trying to move. I'll have to like edit that when I get a chance. So much stream stuff to just fix. Ooh, man, my man got $500,000, almost $500,000. They saw him like, man, you look like Jeff Bezos. We're gonna definitely like need you on our side. 400. Marco Rubio. Ah, would you look at that? You're our fellow immigrant, right? Because aren't you Cuban? We shall give you $1 million. Mark Kelly. I think so. Is he? I think he might. Is he an astronaut? Former astronaut. Yep. Former astronaut, U.S. Navy captain. Yeah. So yeah, he definitely has some life experiences, for sure. I can't believe they gave Marco Rubio a whole $1 million. Man. They gave him almost $1 million. Just couldn't make the cut, buddy. Sorry. Let's see. Who you got? But Dick here? Dick, he gets the 1.1 mil. And you know the thing is, what's interesting, as you can see, it's a pretty well balanced too. You got a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans that these guys are funding. Oh, it's finally done. Awesome. 75,000, 92,000, 646,000. Excuse me. You're really dying. Yeah, they be really be donating quite a lot of money. Although I think I remember reading from somewhere though that the actual amount of money that they pour into lobbying, um so I have got to like pull up this research. I think somebody was saying that it doesn't have quite the impact a lot of people are a lot of people think it does in Congress actually. Um Now, of course, like I don't know, obviously I wouldn't know, but I'd be interested in like trying to confirm that and figure out because I think it has something to do with like the amount of money, um, with the dollar amount of money that's actually invested or lobbied than versus like the actual stuff that gets ends up getting passed. Is apparently not clear. All right, issues of identity, journalism. Okay, well. All right, because we only got 5 minutes left before we're at cap. So this is the part here where I'm gonna have to cut off the stream. Um, yeah, I thank everybody here that was stopping by. It's sad that our what is it that our Twitch people couldn't join us. Twitch, our ex people, or formerly Twitter, that our X people couldn't join us because I think X just changed something and I got to figure out why I couldn't stream to that platform. But for everybody else though, right? Um I appreciate everybody that was stopping by. We had quite a lot of people today trying to figure out this thing with what is it? We'll give his name a search one more time, real quick, just so I could think about it. Is it Matthew, right? Isn't it Matthew? Matthew. Is it Matthew Crooks Thomas, right? Isn't it Thomas? Matthew. I was just curious if there's just anything new, real quick, before we just drop out. I give it like one more minute here. And then I'm better off doing it on X. This is what guy was saying. My guy was saying we'd be better off doing it on X. Oh yeah, see, here was the original voter registration thing here. This is like the original photo I saw where my man was actually a Republican. I wonder if there's anything else. They are really like trying to like clamp down on this man's ear. Ain't no way this is real. Somebody had that just made that. Bro, bro. That's crazy. They really putting this man on blast over here. They're really putting this man on blast. Yeah, this is fake. They had that just made this. Somebody had that just because somebody could easily have just made this. Grabbed the profile photo. Like why this specific photo? I don't believe it. Here we go. I think this is the one I was actually. Yeah, I think this is the one I actually like remember seeing. I don't know, like to this legitimacy, but let's see. What do we have here? Cool. We still got a couple of minutes. Fox release, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Hmm. I'm damn. I wish I could actually read these. Oh. I'm looking. Oof. Yeah. They. Well, I tell you, buddy, internet be on it. Shooter has a repaired earlobe. Boom. These boys be out of they will whatever conspiracy thing they could just put together. This he's trying to say is a different guy. Maxwell Urich, but the FBI already said that it's Thomas. Yeah. Quite a stuff. Yeah. He definitely looks like the type. Have you seen the word chat? The word chat of the name? Thomas Matthew Crooks, bolded Crooks on Twitter, who made him deleted a video post saying you've got the wrong guy. Woo. If it is even a suspect, looks like the dude from the roof. Yeah, hard to believe anything online right now. Glasses match from the range of photos. Is this an ad? Joe Biden's daughter, and now has a famous diary is real. This also makes it 100% clear that Joe Biden is a sick pedophile and his fake doctor wife Jill Bill is an enabler. Ain't got nothing to do. I don't feel like looking at that right now. Not Matthew. Thomas Crooks. Oh. No, that was just about political donations, so that wasn't much of anything. Yeah, I don't know why I'm like congested too. I'm gonna have to take some medicine later. Yeah, I haven't seen this video.
Trump, and we
Just take me back. What were you doing before the shooting happened, and then what did you see and hear?
I was just hanging, standing there like everybody else, waiting for Trump. And as Trump started, I noticed two
All right,
officers.
we're out of time. So doesn't look like he was gonna say anything important. But thank you guys again so much. I'm actually out of time. I was supposed to have cut it off just before I hit 6 hours, but it's all good. I'll still be able to recover everything else that came through. But I appreciate everybody that was actually stopping by. I really do. I thank you all. And we will be likely taking this back up later today. I'm gonna try and get like a lot of things, other stuff kind of fixed up so I can make sure I actually stream this time and not be what's the word I'm looking for? And not be thrown off my regular schedule. I've been streaming lately is just because I've been trying to fix so much stuff when it came to the stream, like all of the bot chat stuff, which has been hit and miss. But yeah, we are going to level up with every day that goes by, and I'm going to do my best to just keep on trying. Okay, look, see, I knew it. I knew if I scroll down just a little bit longer, I was gonna find a video. We're gonna watch this video and then I'm gonna quit. Okay, we're gonna watch this video and then I'm gonna quit. Let me see this.
My toes, masculine, normal, unenjoying the movie toes. My toes were like this, pointed together the entire fucking time. I was having a great time. Anna Taylor-Joy was great. Chris Hemsworth, he was fantastic. He's got a great Australian accent. They put a new nose on him. Barely recognized him at all.
Is this true? Does this guy have a great Australian accent? Can anybody confirm this? What was the guy's name he said?
He's got a great Australian. Chris Hemsworth, he was fantastic. He's got a great Australian accent. They put a new nose on him. Barely recognized him at all. Everybody was fantastic.
What is this zesty action I'm seeing here? That man, he's zestying it up. So this
They showed Mad Max.
It's just a movie review. These boys are really putting up photos of anybody. But all right, look, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I have got to like break that up. But yeah, keep doing what we can to like just like make these things better. But I appreciate everybody that was stopping by. And now it is time for me to pass out. So you guys take care.
Will Almighty ever stop being trash? Can he ever not be sorry? Find out next time on Almighty's Stream.